There is a quiet moment before change happens. Often it begins with a sigh, the kind that escapes when the weight of trying becomes too heavy. Many people live in that sigh for years. They move through days hoping something will finally shift. The job, the relationship, the body, the feeling of lack. But the outside keeps repeating what's inside. What they don't yet know is that life does not change because of what's outside. Life begins to transform the very moment one begins to tend to their thoughts with love and patience. Every thought sends a ripple through existence. Every word whispered in the mind shapes what the eyes later see. The great secret is not hidden in some distant place. It's woven into the fabric of the thoughts one thinks every day. Each thought has a vibration, a rhythm. When the mind says, "I can't," the body tightens, the breath shortens, energy lowers, the world mirrors that contraction back. When the mind says, "I can," the shoulders open, the chest expands. The world responds with possibility. The difference may seem small, but it is the seed of everything. What grows from these seeds depends on how one tends to them. Imagine a garden of the mind. If it is filled with weeds of worry and doubt, those weeds take the water meant for dreams. But when one begins planting seeds of self-trust, gratitude, and peace, the whole landscape begins to bloom differently. Thoughts are living things. They are not just passing clouds. They are currents shaping the river of life. For years, many have believed they are victims of circumstance. Yet the true circumstance begins with the thought chosen in the present moment. To change the outer, one must start with the inner. For the inner is where reality begins its design. The body listens to every thought. It responds with feelings, with tension, with calm. The universe listens too. It echoes back whatever energy the mind speaks most clearly. And so it's not about fighting the old, but about lovingly introducing the new. When one speaks to oneself with kindness, everything begins to align toward healing. There is a secret pattern to the way the universe responds. It listens most closely to the thoughts repeated often and charged with emotion. That is why self-criticism creates walls, while gentle self-approval opens doors. The mind is like a painter. It dips its brush in emotion and paints the world with belief. Whatever colors one chooses become the scenery of life. If there is a longing for peace, one must paint with peaceful thoughts. If there is a longing for love, one must think lovingly of oneself first. When the inner conversation becomes supportive, the outer reality starts to follow suit. Change begins with one decision: to become aware of the thoughts that are building the future. Awareness is the light that reveals everything. To see clearly is to begin healing. Notice the words the mind speaks in quiet moments. Are they soft and supportive, or sharp and fearful? Each one carries energy. Each one builds or breaks. The goal is not to judge the thoughts, but to become conscious of them. With awareness comes choice. Once a person knows what pattern repeats, they can choose a new one. This is where freedom begins, not outside, but in the heart and mind that decide to think differently. The energy of thought is subtle, yet it is the most powerful creative force available. Thoughts are not just personal, they are universal. They send signals like tiny prayers shaping experience. When a thought of love is held long enough, it begins to attract more of its kind. The body relaxes, the heart opens. Life meets that softness with grace. The same is true for thoughts of fear. They draw more fear until love gently replaces them. So the invitation is simple: observe without judgment, then choose again. Every thought is a new beginning. The moment one becomes aware of this truth, they hold the power to reprogram reality itself. Negative patterns often disguise themselves as truth. They sound familiar. I'm not good enough. It always goes wrong. There's never enough. These phrases, repeated often, build walls in the mind. They limit what can be seen and felt, but these walls are made of thought, and thought can be changed. The mind learns through repetition. For years, it may have repeated limiting words. Now it can repeat words of love instead. Healing begins not by force, but by gentle consistency. One replaces "I can't" with "I am willing." One replaces "I am not enough" with "I am growing." Slowly, the new becomes natural. The body mirrors the mind. Every muscle, every organ listens. When the mind says, "I'm safe," the nervous system calms. When it says, "I'm in danger," even when there is no real threat, the body reacts as if the world is collapsing. This is why thought hygiene matters as much as physical care. Loving thoughts are vitamins for the soul. They strengthen resilience, soothe the heart, and open space for joy to enter. The journey is not about pretending to be positive. It's about building a kind relationship with one's inner dialogue. That dialogue, over time, becomes destiny. The mind can be reprogrammed the same way a melody can change. A single note repeated with tenderness reshapes the whole song. The most powerful thought pattern to begin with is one of peace. I am safe. It may seem simple, but it unlocks everything. Safety allows love to flow. Love allows healing. Healing allows creation. When the mind feels safe, it stops defending and starts creating. Each time this thought is chosen, the body feels it. The cells listen. The energy shifts. The universe notices. This is not magic. It is natural law. What is held within is reflected without. There will be moments when old thoughts return, whispering the old story. That is all right. They are echoes of the past, fading with time. The key is to meet them with patience, not resistance. Saying, "Thank you for showing me what I no longer need," softens their hold. The pattern of self-love grows stronger through this practice. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Each loving thought is a brick in the foundation of a new life. Each gentle moment with oneself teaches the universe what kind of energy to return. Life always responds to the energy given. The universe is not punishing or rewarding, it is mirroring. When thoughts align with love, reality aligns with harmony. When thoughts align with fear, life reflects lessons that guide back to love. This is the secret rhythm of creation. There is no separation between thought and experience. They are two sides of the same truth. Every kind word spoken inwardly plants peace outwardly. Every act of inner compassion reprograms the world seen. To begin reprogramming reality, one must first stop fighting the old. The mind cannot move forward while arguing with the past. Letting go is an act of faith. It says, "I no longer feed what does not serve me." From that space, new thought patterns can take root. Affirmations are one way to water those seeds. When said with intention, they become living energies that reshape inner chemistry. I am safe. I am loved. I am worthy. These are not empty words. They are medicine. Spoken often, they rewrite the body's response to life. Spoken with belief, they awaken dormant joy. Every change begins as a whisper of possibility. When one becomes aware of thought energy, when they begin to guide it gently rather than letting it run wild, miracles unfold in ordinary moments. A day that once felt heavy begins to feel lighter. A challenge once feared becomes a teacher. The same world looks different because the eyes seeing it have changed. The secret thought pattern that reprograms reality is built not on effort, but on love. Love of self. Love of thought. Love of the power to choose again. And each choice, made in kindness, sends a message to the universe. I am ready for a new reality. The process of change begins when awareness deepens into understanding. Thoughts are not empty or powerless. They are the blueprint of all creation. They tell the body how to feel and the world how to respond. Every emotion, every sensation is an echo of a thought once believed. The human mind is like a gentle architect, quietly drawing the structure of life through the images it repeats. Most people live unaware that these quiet inner designs are shaping the walls around them. But once someone realizes this, they are no longer bound to old blueprints. They can begin to redraw their life with intention and grace. Thoughts are alive. They carry energy that vibrates through the body and radiates outward, touching everything. The universe listens to these vibrations the same way the body listens to emotion. When thoughts are calm and loving, the body relaxes and life begins to flow more easily. When thoughts are full of fear, tension builds and life feels resistant. It's not punishment, it's reflection. The energy sent out is always the energy returned. That is why nurturing the inner world is the most powerful act of transformation one can offer to life. Understanding this, one can start observing how certain thought patterns create familiar outcomes. The thought, "I always struggle," tends to attract more struggle, while "life supports me" begins to invite ease. These thoughts, spoken repeatedly, are not random. They are commands the subconscious takes as truth. The subconscious is the silent gardener, tending to every seed planted by conscious thought. Whatever is planted grows. The question then becomes, what seeds am I planting today? Some patterns are learned long before they were ever questioned. They may come from family beliefs, cultural stories, or painful experiences that left an imprint. These become the background music of the mind, quietly influencing every choice and reaction. Recognizing this is not an act of blame, but of empowerment. When someone finally sees that these patterns are learned, they also see that they can be unlearned. Nothing within is fixed. The mind is wonderfully flexible. It reshapes itself to match what it consistently hears and feels. There is a gentle exercise that helps uncover these patterns. Throughout the day, pause and notice the tone of inner dialogue. When something goes wrong, what words rise first? Do they comfort or criticize? Do they close the heart or open it? Awareness of these automatic responses is the first step toward freedom. Writing them down can help reveal their roots. Many discover that a single phrase has repeated in their mind for years, a phrase that quietly directed their life. Once seen clearly, it begins to lose its power. Awareness begins to dissolve what no longer serves. The next step is compassion. It's easy to judge the old patterns, but they were formed to protect the heart when it didn't know better. Every limiting belief once tried to keep someone safe. When met with love, these beliefs soften and transform. Instead of saying, "I must get rid of this thought," try saying, "Thank you for showing me how I learned to protect myself." This opens the door to healing. In that moment, the mind learns it can choose a new way without shame. Compassion becomes the bridge between awareness and change. Science now supports what the spirit has always known. The mind and body are one. Every time a thought is repeated, neurons fire together and strengthen that pathway. The more often a thought is chosen, the easier it becomes to think it again. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's natural ability to rewire itself. What was once a habit of fear can become a habit of faith. What was once a pattern of self-doubt can become a rhythm of confidence. This is not imagination. It is the gentle biological truth of transformation. The body feels every thought as chemistry. Thoughts of anger release tension and hormones that tighten muscles and shorten breath. Thoughts of peace release hormones that repair cells and ease the heart. The body listens to everything believed to be true. When the mind says, I am safe, the body begins to heal. When it says, I am loved, the heart begins to open. This is why loving thought is medicine. Each word spoken inwardly sends healing instructions to the body. Every time one chooses peace over fear, the body learns a new language, the language of wellness. Reprogramming reality does not require effort or struggle. It begins with softness, the willingness to choose new words, to think a little differently, to speak to oneself as one would to a dear friend. Even the smallest, consistent shift in thought changes the chemistry of emotion. Over time, these small shifts accumulate into a new state of being. Life begins to mirror the inner harmony being cultivated. And the more harmony that exists within, the more peace flows through the outer world. There's a pattern, ancient and powerful, that gently reorders everything. It is made of 3 simple thoughts. I am safe, I am loved, I am enough. These words carry frequencies that heal. Safety relaxes the nervous system. Love opens the heart. Worthiness aligns the mind with abundance. Together, they form the foundation of wholeness. When said with faith, these thoughts begin to rewrite the old story. They calm the fear that once controlled decisions. They invite joy to replace worry. They remind the mind of its divine origin, one that is complete, protected, and cherished by life itself. Repeating these words each day creates a vibration that the universe cannot ignore. Before sleep, in the quiet between breaths, whisper them gently. Upon waking, before touching the phone or stepping into the noise of the day, say them again. The key is consistency, not force. The subconscious learns through repetition, and each repetition plants deeper roots. These thoughts become a living pattern, one that begins to influence mood, action, and attraction. What was once fear-based programming becomes love-based creation. The body changes under these words. The heart beats slower. The mind feels lighter. The inner voice, once filled with doubt, begins to speak in kindness. I am safe becomes a truth felt in every cell. I am loved becomes a knowing that radiates outward, drawing loving experiences in return. I am enough dissolves the endless striving to prove worth. From this place of sufficiency, creativity flows naturally. The need to control fades, replaced by trust in life's intelligence. This is the essence of spiritual alignment, not effort, but surrender to truth. Sometimes the mind will resist these new patterns. Old thoughts will rise saying, "This isn't true, that is natural." The mind only knows what it has practiced. Each time resistance appears, meet it with patience. Say, "I am learning to believe this." The energy of willingness is stronger than doubt. With time, the subconscious begins to relax, accepting the new as real. Just as a river carves a new path through earth by flowing steadily, the repetition of loving thoughts eventually shapes a new landscape of reality. Emotions are the current that give thoughts power. They are the electricity that brings the pattern to life. A thought without emotion is like a seed without sunlight. It holds potential, but does not grow. When a thought is felt deeply, when it's infused with warmth, gratitude, or peace, it multiplies its creative force. This is why affirmations are not just words. They are invitations to feel what those words mean. Feeling, "I am loved," with the heart, not just saying it with the mind, changes everything. One can practice this by placing a hand over the heart and breathing slowly. With each breath, say the words softly and allow the body to feel their truth. This practice connects mind and emotion, thought and energy. The moment love is felt, the vibration changes. That vibration communicates directly with the universe, aligning life to match the new frequency. It is not about pretending to feel good all the time, but about choosing love as often as possible, even in small doses. Each moment of love heals years of fear. Emotions are not enemies, they are messengers. They show whether thoughts are in harmony with truth. When sadness appears, it may be asking for gentleness. When anger rises, it may be pointing toward a place that needs forgiveness. Listening to emotion with kindness allows healing to unfold naturally. The secret is not to suppress or reject feeling, but to use it as guidance. Emotion shows how close one is to love, and love is the vibration that reprograms everything. The heart is the most powerful transmitter in the body. It radiates energy stronger than the brain. When a loving thought is held within the heart's field, it begins to attract experiences that reflect that love. This is why the combination of thought and feeling is unstoppable. Thought gives direction, emotion gives life. Together, they reprogram reality from the inside out. Through this gentle practice, one begins to see the world differently. Challenges become opportunities to reinforce love. Every reaction becomes a choice point. Will I respond with fear or with trust? Each time love is chosen, the pattern grows stronger and reality shifts closer to peace. This is how one becomes a conscious creator, not by force, but through the steady repetition of love-infused thought. Forgiveness is one of the most sacred forms of release. It is the gentle opening that allows light to flow where pain once lived. Many carry memories of words or actions that caused deep hurt. Some of those wounds have stayed for years, hidden beneath layers of strength or silence. Yet every unhealed emotion becomes a vibration that repeats itself until it is brought into love. Forgiveness is not about excusing anyone or pretending the pain never happened. It is about freeing oneself from carrying it. When one holds resentment, it is like drinking poison and expecting another to fall ill. When one chooses forgiveness, the heart finally exhales. To forgive is to say, I choose peace instead of pain. It is a private choice, unseen by others but felt deeply within the soul. Forgiveness begins by recognizing that everyone, including oneself, was doing the best they could with the understanding they had at the time. When the heart sees this truth, it loosens its grip. It begins to release the heavy chains of blame. One can whisper softly, I release the past. I am willing to be free. Those words carry healing energy that ripples through every cell. The mind may resist at first, but the soul rejoices. It knows that freedom cannot coexist with resentment. There is great power in writing what still feels heavy, taking a pen and saying to the page, I forgive you, I release you, I set myself free. This simple act carries profound healing energy. The words transform pain into wisdom. They reprogram the emotional field from one of anger to one of compassion. Forgiveness is not a single moment. It is a process of returning to peace again and again. Each time one chooses peace, the pattern of suffering weakens. Each time one releases, life expands a little more. Forgiveness heals because it dissolves the illusion of separation. When the heart releases judgment, it reconnects with the flow of life. That flow is love itself. Love does not demand perfection. It invites wholeness. The moment one truly forgives, a space opens for new blessings to enter. The body feels lighter, the breath becomes easier, and the mind quiets. The old story fades, replaced by peace. From that space of forgiveness, creation becomes effortless again. Love begins to write the next chapter. Creating a new life requires daily devotion to the inner world. Just as the body needs nourishment, the mind needs care. A daily mental ritual is like watering the garden of consciousness. It doesn't need to be complicated. What matters most is intention. Begin each morning with a few moments of stillness. Before touching the outside world, connect with the inner one. Take 3 deep breaths and think a thought of gratitude. Gratitude multiplies what is good. It says to the universe, I am ready for more of this energy. Then speak your affirmations. Feel them, even if only for a moment. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. These words build emotional strength. They create an inner vibration that shields against chaos. Throughout the day, pause often. Observe the tone of your inner voice. Is it kind? Is it patient? If not, soften it. The mind learns through gentle correction. Evening brings another opportunity to reinforce peace. Before sleep, place a hand over your heart and offer thanks. Today I did my best. Tomorrow I will grow even more gratitude. Before rest reprograms the subconscious overnight. Small rituals, practiced with sincerity, change everything. They send a message to the universe that says, I am caring for my energy. This attention awakens harmony. When thoughts are nurtured with care, they grow into experiences that match that energy. Each day, consistency deepens the roots of peace. The outer world begins to reflect that steady love. Problems that once felt overwhelming begin to find gentle solutions. Life, once chaotic, becomes ordered by grace. To live as a conscious creator is to walk hand in hand with awareness. It is not about controlling every outcome, but about guiding inner energy with wisdom. When one becomes aware of the thoughts they are choosing, they step into divine authorship. No longer do they feel like victims of circumstance. They begin to see that life responds to the music they play inside. This realization is liberation. It transforms every situation into a creative opportunity. Conscious creation does not mean perfection. It means presence. It means noticing when fear arises and gently returning to love. When the mind says, "This is hard," one can breathe and say, "I can handle this with grace." Each conscious thought plants a new seed in the garden of life. Soon, those seeds bloom into peace, success, and connection. Living consciously turns challenges into teachers and delays into preparation. It builds an unshakable trust that life is always working for the highest good. Reality begins to echo this trust. People respond with warmth. Opportunities appear without force. The universe becomes a friend rather than a mystery to fear. This is the state of alignment. It happens not through striving, but through allowing. By staying consistent in thought and emotion, by practicing love even when it's difficult, one begins to live in partnership with creation itself. Life no longer feels random. It becomes a mirror of inner harmony. And so we arrive here, in this quiet knowing. Everything begins and ends within thought. The mind is the sculptor, and the heart is the fire that gives shape to clay. The secret thought pattern that reprograms reality has never been truly secret. It has always been waiting to be remembered. It is love. Love directed towards self, spoken through gentle affirmations, felt through gratitude, and expressed through forgiveness. When one loves the self fully, life rushes forward to match that vibration. Transformation doesn't require perfection. It requires willingness. Willingness to think kinder thoughts, to release what hurts, to nurture peace even for one extra breath. Those small choices accumulate into miracles. Healing happens naturally when resistance fades. Joy returns when the mind stops fighting life and starts embracing it. The power is not outside. It has always been inside, quietly waiting to be claimed. As this truth settles within, take a deep breath. Feel the body relax, the mind ease, the heart soften. Whisper to yourself, gently but firmly, I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. These words are keys. They unlock the gates to freedom, abundance, and peace. They are the vibration that tells life, I am ready to receive all the good that belongs to me. Let this be your closing thought each day. You are the thinker of your thoughts and the creator of your world. Every loving thought is a thread that weaves a new reality. The more love you think, the more love life will return, and so it is.